go live, no TV, no. I mean, Chris Terry was teaching on go-to meeting. So he was sending out go-to meetings to the active people in the company to teach us how to trade. And just to look at 4 years, where we've gone and where the company's at right now, it's just a sign that we're in the right place. And I just sit here and I think, you know what? I'm so grateful that I didn't have a closed mind. And I also think of all the people that have left because they were frustrated about the timing of their result. I think about the people that, haven't really taken a look at this because they don't know what they don't know. I think about the people that, have been, in events and, weren't paying attention and lost the opportunity. I think I'm just grateful that I have an open mind because when I when I first got involved, I didn't really think I was going to be good at trading. I mean, I'm not the best trader, else I'd be on Go Live, right? But I'm pretty good, and I didn't think that it was something that I would even enjoy. Um, I definitely didn't think that we'd, end up partnering with the company and help build a platform in 100 countries around the world. I was just a young kid from a small town. All my friends were in my town. I literally thought when my friend moved, so my best friend moved to Baltimore, Maryland when I was like 8 years old, and it was devastating because it was 2 states away, and now I've traveled to 45 countries, so I was a little small town guy. And it's wild to think what a real decision to become a leader means. And I think what this convention really showed us is that when we come together as a company, regardless of, who sponsored who's on what leg, who's on what line, who's in what country, when we come together, we're just better. We're bigger, we're stronger than us being separated. And so it was really cool. If you're at the event, I'm sure you are still buzzing because I am. But if you weren't, I hope you had the opportunity to catch the live stream. If you didn't, I'm sure you probably will never want to miss an event again because that's all. Nobody will shut up, right? So, I think I think there's a lot to say about a company that a few years ago, literally, guys, let me tell you this. So in 2016, we started building the company. Like Zain said, Matt and I started getting serious momentum. And then our upline left, made a bunch of fake stories and false rumors about the company. The company's going down, all this stuff because they had their own agenda. And we had to fight that. And our team just literally fell apart because everybody was scared. They didn't know who to believe. And so Matt and I did make that decision to stay. And, we really kept our core leaders. But other than that, IM was like a ghost town. Brandon Boyd stayed, Chris Derrick, Lawrence Young, a few key people, but pretty much everybody bounced. And at that point, I flew out to Vegas. I looked Chris Terry in the eye and I said, look, man, I believed in you from day one. Just some videos and some rumors were not going to change my opinion. I judge people, not words and hype. So Chris looked me in the eye and he said, look, I love you guys to death, but I started this company for a reason. He said, and no matter who stays or who goes, we're taking this thing to the top. And I thought, he said it with such it wasn't cocky, it wasn't arrogant. It was just that he already had made his decision. And I love being around people that are decided, people that are confident, people that are certain. And so I said, perfect. I'm going to go home. I'm going to drop some game plans. I'm going to give you some suggestions. He said, buddy, whatever you need, he goes, go out there. I'll support you and let's build it. And so, that flight home from Las Vegas to Miami was pretty sick. I was so like geeked because I actually like having my back against the wall. I like adversity. I like when people, try to challenge something that is real for something that, may not be so real. And so, we just went to work And that would be my first suggestion for you guys today. Maybe your back's not against the wall. Maybe it is. Maybe it's against the wall financially. Maybe, you're ready to make a big decision. But I would tell you that the best thing you can do is just go to work. And that's what we did. We went to work and, we made some changes to the compensation plan, which is the compensation plan you guys have today. Amazing. Chris Terry and I were on FaceTime one night at 3 a.m, and we came up with the idea of what the time was IML TV, which is now Go Live. We were trying to figure out how to keep our live education off of GoToMeeting, off of Zoom, and we said, well, why don't we make our own television network, right? Why don't we literally do what ESPN does and keep people watching? It'll keep people paying. It'll keep people excited. It'll give them a ton of value. And so we brought on Chris Derrick. We brought on Mike Miles. We brought on, Justin Adams. We brought on Lex Waves. And, before you know, we got 4 guys. Then we got 10. We got 10 really good educators. People are coming back. People are excited. We started making some new services. And I turned around and Alex Morton, who is my mentor, a friend, he was just a friend. Now he's like my brother, but he was a friend. He was looking for a new company. And I said, dude, we've got the best company in the world. Guys, we had like 700 people on our team at this point. Everybody had just left. Thousands of people just left. And I literally told Alex, I said, bro, you want to change the game? You'll come here. You'll make this your home. And, I was making like 10 G's a month, divided by 3 because the U.S. government takes a third. I split it with Matt. So, making a couple grand a month, I had the confidence of a giant, and that would be my number 2. You guys, you gotta come to the table confident. Zain is somebody that I can look at. Ivan Vungbo, somebody I can look at. Kat, I think she's on here. Somebody I can look at and say, confidence goes a really long way. Not arrogance, right? There's a big difference between being, confident and humble and arrogant and cocky. But, being confident in your business is what'll separate you from the pack, right? You want to go chairman, you want to be one of the 1,000 chairman 10s, you got to be confident, right? When I talked to Alex, I wasn't focused on the fact that I have made, maybe 40 grand in maybe a little bit more, maybe 80K in network marketing at that point, 100K, and he had already made 3 million. I wasn't focused on that. I wasn't focused on the fact that he used to be my upline and I was nervous. I said, Alex, you want to win? We've got the best thing in the history of the profession, the best thing in the history of network marketing, and people are actually winning. And he said, well, I don't understand trading. And 24 hours later, I'm on a plane sitting in the Aria Cafe back in Las Vegas for like the 8th time that year with Alex's dad, Chris Terry, and Alex. And a week later, he's launching on my, I hate even calling it this, but, on me and Matt's weakest leg. And what I would tell you guys is, you gotta be consistent, because, people will come and tell you, hey, Jason and Matt, they hit Chairman 500 in 4 years. No, well, in 3. Sorry, we've been Chairman 500 for, I think it's even over a year. I think we hit it around this time last year. But anyway, I think people will tell you, hey, these guys hit it in 3 years, right? And then because you're, 3 months in and you're, plat 600 or plat 1,000, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm a failure. What I would tell you is that that's absolutely the opposite of the truth. Matthew Rosa and Matt's been 7 years in network marketing. I've been 6. So actually Matt's like 7.5 and I'm approaching 6.5. The time flies when you're having fun. And for the first 2.5 years, I did not make a lot of money. For the first 2.5 years, 3 years for Matt, he did not make a lot of money at all. In fact, both of us were broke as a joke. And that's why we became business partners here. I was Matt's upline in our former company. And because honestly, he was the only one that was working. So I said, you know what? We're both broke. We both know our, work ethic. Let's partner and let's just run it. And so the truth is, we couldn't even afford our own subscriptions to start, but we made it work. And the third thing that I'm going to tell you guys, like a key principle, is just to be consistent, because you know you just got to know sometimes that you've got the greatest thing. I was thinking about this in the Uber the other day, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I don't know. Like we always say, yo, this is the greatest opportunity in the world. This is the greatest company, da da da. Right? But did you ever sit down and actually think about it? Because, like, I'm trying to think. Okay, anywhere in the world, like, go to Africa, and what better opportunity does somebody have? Like, go to Eastern Europe, and what better opportunity does somebody have? I'm like really thinking, like, man, we are really putting a dent in the flaws of different societies around the world, and it's promising. Right now, Zain, I know you're building teams in the Middle East, in India, in Asia. We've got a lot of teams actually popping up. I've got like 6 or 7 different leaders that are like, hey, I'm building in India. Hey, I'm building in India. Hey, I'm like, wow, I guess India is going to be the next big thing. We've got so much stuff happening now in Thailand, and starting to go in the Philippines, starting to go in Australia, that I think you guys got to be bold. That's the fourth and final thing that I'm going to talk about. I'm actually really proud, because I think that soup and the IV saved my life 3 hours ago. I couldn't even talk. But you got to be bold. You have to have the courage to go out and meet people and have a global expansion mindset, right? So, Zain, you can relate to this, because you don't just build in the UK. Since I met you, you've had teams internationally. Like, for me, I have always been addicted to the feeling, and I was addicted to the feeling before I even felt it, of building around the world, building around the globe. And I was like manifesting that I wanted a team in Ireland, manifesting that I wanted a team in Czech Republic, manifesting that I wanted teams in the UK, teams in, Spain and Portugal. And, it's crazy, but I've now, fast forward a couple of years, I think I've been to the UK 6 times. I've been to Spain 6 times. I've been to Portugal like 3 or 4. And we have family around the world, and it's a really amazing feeling. So I would tell you, go out and just shoot your shot. In network marketing, you could shoot your shot 100 times, make it 3 times, right? You can go out and talk to 100 people and get 3. Go out and talk to 10,000 and get 300, and you're making 10 grand a month. It's crazy. And obviously that's factoring in some duplication, but I think you guys get where I'm at. This is the one profession where failing is actually the most beautiful part of it, because all the conversations that I had, guys, people that I prospected 5 years ago for an energy drink company are in IM crushing it right now. People that I met at conventions, leadership events 4 or 5 years ago, Uber driver. I went to a training the day after convention Sunday. My Uber driver heard me on the phone. He's like, dude, what do you do? I invite him inside the meeting. He's so fired up. He was crying. He's like, I cannot believe God put Jason Brown in my Uber. So he's getting started. He's lit, from Nigeria, talking about building a team. So it's like, put yourself out there and just be bold with it. Again, humility will go a long way. People like humble people. People like when you do something for them. So just be a good person and just go play the game. Have fun with it. So, look, I'm so excited, because in this convention we talked about Houston, destination conventions. Zane, I know how you feel, bro. We had a Miami convention, and I like woke up in my own bed, showered in my own shower, got changed, and drove in my own car to a convention. And it was probably the coolest feeling in the world. So, having it in London, is a blessing. But, guys, Houston's going to be crazy. We are working on some really exciting guest speakers. Chris Terry's crazy, so you never know what he's going to pull. He pulled, Seth Bernstein, one of the owners of the New York Yankees, for this event. Like, who knows what's going to happen from now till then? But we do have some really cool people we're talking to already, and maybe some artists, maybe some well-known artists will come, hint, hint. So we're working on some cool stuff for Houston. That event is going to be insane. And what I would tell you guys is, look, we we are just getting started. We did not really make any major announcements when it came to like this new product, this new add-on, da da da. But we have been really enhancing. Excuse me, by the way. We've been really focused on enhancing what we have. Our goal was to make Pip Talk incredible. Guys, promote Pip Talk. Find your channels. Get your customers plugged in. That's going to push retention in 2020. Get into the IM Center. It's so powerful how much resources there. We're getting ready to launch the brand new FRX Academy. We've been working on it for over 1 year, 195 videos. It'll be the best academy on the planet by far. And then we're going to translate that into 8 major languages over the next few months. And then we'll get it into, a bunch of other languages moving forward. From there, we're going to be launching drop shipping. We're giving all of our chairmen the beta testing ability to just get in there and, open a store and get that experience. And so, going into Houston, we got some really, really incredible stuff we're working on. And there's one other surprise in Houston that I won't talk about yet, but I think we can pull it off in time. And I think it's going to be a new style of trading, a new way of trading that's really going to attract a new group of people, right? A higher echelon, so to speak. And so, guys, if you love what we got now, I'll tell you what I tell everybody: be here this time, same place next year, and you will be further along in your journey, and you'll be really happy that you stayed. So, Zain, appreciate you, my brother. I'm glad I got a chance to do this call at 4, because if this call was at 1, I probably would have died on the call. But appreciate you, man. Big time. I'm coming out to UK. I know that was the last thing I wanted to say. Later this week, I'm ironing out my dates. I was supposed to go to UK on this tour, but I figured, we want to keep the focus on the convention. So I said, look, it'll be better. David Imonitie just came out. I think he came out like February 1st, February 9th, maybe. So I said, look, let's do this event in April or May. I'm going to iron out the dates, but I think this will be the biggest event that we've ever had in the UK. All the teams coming together. It's going to be sick. I think I'm also going to go to Ireland. So if you guys have connects or teams out there, get them fired up and geared up. And we're going to drop some information very, very soon. So Zain, back to you, bro.
Thank you so much, Jason, man. Thank you for the value. Thank you for the education. And speaking of sick, thank you for coming on, man, considering that you are sick right now. And the good thing is, of course, being involved in a vehicle where a lot of people take the time out to be there. Now, time after time after time. I know there's been times when even people, when they book their tours, like I know Jason, even if he had to come over to London, he was unwell and he had a flight booked and we had an event tomorrow, he would have been here for that. So that in itself, it shows you. And that's someone who's, top 5 earner in the whole world of home-based business. You're not just listening from someone who's just part of the industry. It's top 5 earner, guys. Top 5 earner, it's big deal. So like I said, I wanted to make this call very short, very specific. I want you guys to understand that most of what I got from what Jason said is that, his story and where he's got to today, use this convention in terms of whenever you get an excitement and energy. I remember one event that I went to, I really changed my style in terms of how I go about things. So in terms of discipline, I really changed how I, day-to-day things, what I do. So every time you go to an event, or whether you live streamed it, or whether you go to even a training like this, every time you witness something, you want to take that and use that excitement into something that can develop you in terms of get you out of your comfortability. So for me, what I've taken from Jason's call is maybe you have to be a bit more bold. And they were speaking about this in the convention as well. So what did I do when I came back? I told, the leaders from Sri Lanka, I'm coming to Sri Lanka. I told the leaders in Norway who were at the event, I told him I'm coming to Norway. All within the next 36 days. There's an event happening in 3 weeks in Nigeria. I've just booked my flights to Nigeria for 3 weeks in the event. So I'm really looking to come out my comfort zone in 2020, because in the end of the day, we can all build as we do online as well. But would you agree? Sometimes it might change our business, but it doesn't really change us, because when you travel and you go and you speak and you experience, when we go to these conventions in the US, we see Latin American people there. And when I spoke to the Chairman 100, he told me, he said, Zain, I'm a Chairman 100 in Costa Rica. I have 7,000 people in my downline. And every month we get people to subscribe again with Bitcoin, because we can't pay with credit card. We don't have debit card. And did you know in Costa Rica, the minimum wage is $150. That's the wage. So if someone's P150, that's their monthly income. So if someone wants to buy a $200 Forex Academy package, they're going to be forking out their monthly income. Does that make sense? So we have to understand that if there's a Chairman 100 there, right? And there's no Chairman 100 in Europe yet, in the whole of Europe, think about how behind we are. Think about what levels we can really reach. So when you say I'm going Chairman 10, just know that that is really the minimum. Does that make sense? For our market, for our diversity, for our economy, for our abilities, I believe our abilities are incredible. Those of you guys that have heard people in the convention, you would know that when we have a London event, a regional event, the quality of the speakers are very high. So when you go to a convention, you compare the speakers that we have in London to the speakers we have globally. We got some very, very good speakers, even here in London, even here in Europe. So that just shows you the kind of quality that we have to go and achieve what we're going to achieve. And I want you guys to understand, everyone that was on stage when we had for the educators panel, when we were doing Forex panels, right? From the chairman panels, even on the Forex panels, you had people like Mike Miles, who's been in the company for a long time, and he's Chairman 50, but he's primarily an educator in the company. One thing he said is that if you don't share this business every day, whether you're doing well in Forex or whether you're not doing well in Forex, you deem yourself as selfish to this opportunity. Think about it. If you're making money in Forex, in trading, that means you found this vehicle to be a blessed one. So why would you not share that? And if you're not making money in Forex, you just have to see one testimonial of someone who has, and just because it hasn't worked for you, it can work for someone else. You can still share the opportunity on that basis. If I've gone to the gym 6 weeks and I haven't seen results, but someone else gone to the gym 6 weeks and they've seen crazy gains, I'm still gonna tell someone, hey, listen, go to the gym, man. Look at this guy. He's killing it. I might not be killing it. My time will come, but he's killing it. Everyone's learning capabilities are different. So don't ever get to the position where, I'm just a trader now, or I'm just a networker now. Remember, everything we do has to be disciplined in all areas. We want to try and spend our days trying to do as much as we can. Jim Rohn speaks about this, living a good life. Don't miss anything. He says this in his training, is that one thing that you'll regret when you're old is, should I have done that? It's not about, regrets about, should I have married this girl, or should I have gone to that business meeting? It's like, should I have taken that time out to do this? Should I have taken that time out to do that? And it will be like an everyday regret. So every day when you go to sleep, think about this. Just, if you want to write this down, write this down. It's something I've been doing for about, I don't know, since 2015, 2014. I heard a trainer say this on stage. It stuck with me. And this is what these events are about, just sticking something that you get. And he said something. He said, every time I go to sleep, every time I get messages on my WhatsApp, I don't reply to the messages when I'm not in the mood to reply. He said he leaves the messages unread, and at the end of the day, he might, when he's in a good mood, he'll reply to all the messages. But before he goes to sleep, he says this stuff. He says, Zain, let's just say I'm speaking to myself. He says, Zain, am I really worthy of going to sleep right now? Because going to sleep means that my body is done. I need to rest my body now, and I need to rest my mind now. And he says, Zain, am I really done today, or should I just get up and do some more? Because sometimes we sleep when we know we're not really worthy to sleep. What, just because 12 a.m. we should sleep? Just because it's 1 a.m. we should sleep? Just because our body is tired we should sleep, but our mind is awake, we should sleep? Think about it on this perspective. Every time you go to sleep, that day is done. Every time you go and you nap and you wake up the next day, yesterday is done. Have you gone to sleep thinking yesterday was a done deal? Did you go to sleep thinking, you know what? Yeah, everything that I need to do, I need to change my tires. I need to go to the internet cafe. I need to brush my teeth. I need to shower. I need to do my bed. I need to change these clothes. I need to put the washing in. I needed to pay my rent. Have I done what I've had to do on that day? And then when you go to sleep, you know what you're gonna think? You're gonna go to sleep with a smile, because you're gonna ask yourself the question, am I done? Yeah, I'm done. I done my course today. There's nothing more you can do. You know, in my religion, there's a scripture, and it says that you should never worry the mind, because the mind itself is programmed in a way where you can only do what you're capable of doing. So if you strain your body, that's okay, but don't worry your mind, because God will always give you what you're capable of giving yourself. For example, if I've given my all, then there's no more I can do. So don't feel like, okay, I've done all I can and I haven't got nothing. That's what you're capable of doing. Does that make sense? The worst thing you want to do is complain, but you haven't given it your all. Does that make sense? That's being, that's complaining about something where you're not being fair with yourself. Does that make sense? If you want to be fair with yourself, you want to complain, at least do everything that needs to be done in that day, in that week, in that month, in that year. You know, someone came to my house the other day. I'm just going to finish off with this. He's actually a member in the team, and he's been in the company for about 3 months. He's got one person in his team, and he came to me. He was very excited. He says, Zain, I live local to you. I know you live here. I live local to you, so I want to come and see you. I said, no problem, man. I didn't know whose business he was in. I know he was in some way in Junior's team. And he wasn't even a 2 and 3. He had one person in his team. But I said, look, come see me. So he came. I got an office downstairs outside my house. It's like an office in the residency building, and I can use it. And when I sat with him, he was just telling me, yeah, Zain, I've been in the company 3 months. I haven't really, got anything done. I just feel like whether this is for me or not, but I just brought one guest over to David Demonicia's event, and you done a counseling for me, and the person signed up. She was a bit skeptical, but she signed up, and now I feel like, because I got one person, I can get 100 people. And I was like, yeah, damn right. If you get one, you've done the hardest thing. You've opened the doors now. You know how it's done. If you can do it once, you can do it 1,000,000 times over. If I've kicked the ball in a football goal, I don't need to be a genius to do it again. Does that make sense? I need to reinvent the wheel to do that again. Right? It's the same thing. Yeah, I might hit it wide sometimes. Yeah, I might hit it over the bar sometimes. Yeah, I might miss that connection that I want. But ultimately, I can still hit it in the goal, because my ability allows me to do it, because I've done it once. If you haven't done it once, that's a whole different thing. But I said to him, okay, you've been in the business 3 months. You got one person in your group, right? How many presentations have you done in 3 months? He said, I've introduced the business to about 4 people. I said, 4 people? I said, you've been in the business 3 months, but you've probably done the business 4 days. Does that make sense? So you can be in the business for months, but have you done the business for months? So I want you to calculate how long you've been in IM right now. Whenever you can, after this call, during this call, just write down when your start date was. And just think about how many people you've shown the plan to, whether it's you or people through your team. All right? Coming to an event is not showing the plan. It's not productive work, it's active work. Okay, difference between productive and active is like going to the gym is active, doing the workout is productive. Does that make sense? You got a guest at the event, now you're productive. Right? You're at the event, you're active. You're sharpening the axe by being at the event. You're cutting the tree by being a guest to the event. Okay, sharpening the axe, coming to the event. Sharpening the axe, putting the suit on. Sharpening the axe, reading the books. Cutting the tree, signing them up. Cutting the tree, launching new customers. Cutting the tree, going on the charts. Cutting the tree, trading. Does that make sense? So that's the difference between what active and proactive is. So I said to the guys, you've been in the company 3 months, but you've done the business 4 days. So when you come to someone and you leave the company after 1 month, and you say to someone, hey, listen, I was in that company 4 months. Nothing happened for me, man. I signed up one person. person like, what, 4 months, nothing, one person? Oh man, it must not be for me as well. And then that's where the bad stigma comes in. Does that make sense? Outside in the industry, you have to understand that it's not about what you do. It's not about how long you do something. It's about what you do in the time that you're doing something. Okay, you've been in the business. If your start date was March 2018, that's, 1 year now, right? March 2018, March 2019 to March 2020, that's 1 year right now. Think about how many people you've shown the plan to. If you've shown the plan to 30 people, 40 people, 50 people, 60 people, 70 people, let's say you've shown the plan to 100 people, you're thinking, man, I've shown this business to 100 people in 1 year. My team's around 20, 10 people. I'm at P600. That sounds about right. Because you've probably been in the business 1 year, but you've done the business for 100 days. Because that's 100 days worth of work. If you've shown the plan to 100 people, and we advise to show the plan to 2 people per day. But if you've done 1 a day, that's 100 days. That's 3 months. You've really done the business 3 months, and you've been in the business a year. So really and truly, what have you done the other 9 months? And that's where your career, this is where your career in network marketing becomes smaller. Does that make sense? So for me, I've been in this company 2.5 years, but I've really, really done the company 2.5 years as well. I've been in the industry 7 years. And the reason why I've been able to make 7 figures in the industry is because I've done the industry as much as I can every day, every week. If I miss a day, I try and catch up another day in the week, right? If you miss a few days out, you miss a week out, you miss a month out, you want to just pack the next month. So we have a chance now to make 2020 a year where we really get out of our comfort zone. We really try something where, whether it's expanding all over and investing in your business, because, something Ty Lopez says, who's like a social media guru. He says the money that you make right now should all go into marketing yourself. He said, all the money you make right now, spend it on yourself. Not spending yourself in terms of shoes, clothes, luxuries, cars. No, spend it on your brand. Spend it on your marketing. Spend it on Instagram, spend it on Tinder, spend it on spend it on Twitter, spend it on Facebook, spend it on LinkedIn, right? TikTok, whatever it can be that can brand you. That's a good investment right now. So, the money that I'm spending right now, it might seem a lot, like thousands here on this flight, thousands here on that hotel, thousands there on this trip. Why do people like Alex, everywhere he goes, he has a videographer with him? Do you know how much he pays his videographer? He pays more to his videographer per month than people get paid in a year. He pays more to that videographer per month than people get paid in a yearly salary. So what does that tell you? He's branding. You think someone wants to pay 20, 30K, a month to a videographer who you can just say, no, I'll just save that 20, 30 grand? No. That 20, 30 grand is going into Alex Morton, becoming a bigger Alex Morton. So really, really do what you can to invest in yourself, invest in your journeys, and take this time, this energy, this excitement that you have, and put it into productive work. Next 90 days, everyone in the convention kept talking about next 90 days. David, when he was here in the P600 training, what we're going to become in the next 90 days, guys. He made everyone write an affirmation. I have it in my wallet right now, even me. It says, if you want to write this down, you can. He said, because of I Am London Convention, I am so happy and grateful by May the 31st, 90 days after the convention, I am a dash, right? I am a whatever, 5-figure trader, a 5-figure earner, 6-figure earner now. Whatever it might be, it happens within 90 days. And I've already told you guys, some of you guys, my story. In 2017, I'd done a 90-day game plan to try and promote as many Platinum 2000s as I could from November 2017 to February 2018. It was a 90-day game plan because from November 2017 to February 2018, Vegas was in March. So my first convention was in March. So I was like, I'm going to go to March. I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to try and be a Chairman 25. Because I got promoted in November, Chairman 10. And, we heard about Vegas and I was like, I want to be a Chairman 25. I don't just want to go in a Chairman 10. And I'll be honest with you, the reason why I didn't want to go as a Chairman 10 is because there was other Chairman 10s in the UK. I was like, I'm going to go in a Chairman 25. So, because if I go as a Chairman 25, they're going to know this guy, oh, he's the Chairman 25 from the UK. He's the Chairman 25 from Europe. So when I went into that game plan in November, I said, I'm going to try and promote as many Platinum 2000. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do the thing every day. And I promise you, there's people in the team right now, Montel, Junior, Kat, they'll tell you, Evan, we were going hard on promoting Platinum 2000s. By January, we had promoted 11 Platinum 2000s in the team, 11 new ones. I hit Chairman 25 from Chairman 10 only 35 days after Chairman 10. Hit Chairman 10 November 26th, 35 days after, January the 3rd, I was Chairman 25, 2018. I wanted to go to Vegas as a Chairman 25. 2 months after January, I was a Chairman 50 before Vegas. I didn't want to go Vegas as a Chairman 50. Think about it. I wanted the production to stop. I didn't want to go because Vegas, if they promote me as a Chairman 25, so if they promote me as a Chairman 50 in Vegas, I won't get no Chairman 25 recognition. Does that make sense? I won't get no Chairman 25 trophy, and it will just be my Chairman 50 recognition. I thought if I can go Vegas Chairman 25, then straight after I come back from Vegas, boom, pop Chairman 50. Now I'll go Miami as a Chairman 50. I get recognized as Chairman 50. That's 2 big recognitions, right? I got all of the recognitions in one, and they didn't promote Chairman 50. So I was trying to stop the production. I was like, slow down. And it was just rising every day. You know what that is? That's that 90 days, baby. That don't slow down. See, once you go hard in 90 days, you can't control what's happening. I told you guys on stage that when I saw Bryce Thompson last year in January, we went to Atlanta. Me, Junior, Montel, Evan, we went to Atlanta for a little event for about 1,500 people. Bryce was there because he's from Atlanta. He just hit Chairman 10. They put him up on stage. He was, then about a 10-minute speech. He was like, yeah, okay, he's a Chairman 10. After that event, he had about 500 people in that Atlanta event, came back, started booming. He was Chairman 250 9 months later. He pounded in 90 days. After Atlanta, he done in 90 days. And by the convention in Vegas in 2019, he was already a Chairman 50. From Chairman 10 to Chairman 50. So I promise you, you don't need a big year. You need a big 90 days. And you will get a big year. One good year could give you 5 years of freedom. One good 90 days can give you 1 year of freedom. And one good 5-year spell will give you a good life in this industry. And I can tell you that from experience. And I can tell you that from others' experiences. Okay, guys, so we're just clocking on 10 p.m. right now. Like I said, wanted to keep this short, specific to the point. Let's again, make 2020 a year of evolving, make 2020 a year of, stepping out of a comfort zone. Don't be that person who does the same thing that you were doing before this convention. Because whatever you were doing before this convention, you're going to get what you've got before that convention to what you're going to get after. After this convention, if you go and do something different, whether that be investing in yourself, marketing yourself better, whether that be, investing in yourself to travel a bit more, whether it'll be doing more meetings per day, whether it'll be disciplining your day, whether it'll be going to sleep before you go to sleep, letting yourself know, am I done? Maybe doing the extra 10%. That extra 10% goes a long way. If you read Darren Hardy, Compound Effect, he says, if someone's diet is not great, they have to just look at things on a diligent perspective. One cereal on average is about 150 calories. One cereal is about 150 to 300 calories a day. In 10 days, that's an extra 3,000 calories. In 1 month, that's 10,000 calories added on. And you're thinking to yourself, why don't I have abs? I've just had an extra cereal a day. That's an extra 10,000 calories. But because it's only 150 to 200 to 250 calories per day, you don't understand that small things, when they added up, a little of a lot creates a lot. Does that make sense? So that extra, if you're doing 1 meeting a day, if you just up that to maybe three meetings a day, now you're doing an extra 20 meetings every 10 days. That's an extra 60 meetings that you were not doing before. So it's that extra 10% that can make a big difference. Okay, guys, I appreciate everyone. I appreciate all the Asia team, of course, because I know it's 2-3 a.m. right there. So I know it's early morning, but appreciate everyone for jumping on, taking the time out. Now, if anyone has any questions moving forward, we're always here to support. Every single leader in this company is approachable. So guys, let's go hard. Let's make 2020 great. We have some major events coming up that I want to let you guys know about. Jason Brown will be coming We got the Nigeria event. If you guys have people from Africa, we got a Nigeria like mini convention happening in 3 weeks. I literally just booked my flights and hotel for that. You know, I didn't know you had to get a visa, so I'm getting that sorted now. Even with British Pass, you need a visa to go to Africa. So my first time in Africa is going to be super exciting. And you know, we have straight after that, we have, of course, Jason Brown. We should have an event in the first week of April or second week of April. We should have it around that time. We're also going to have a major event in Norway, Scandinavia, you know, in the middle of April as well. And then we're going to have a major event, of course, happening at the end of May. So in April and May, we're going to have an event. At the end of May, we're going to have David Immunite back down. And in one of those events, we're going to do a full day of workshop trading. So it'll just be all educators coming. So it might be John Dollery, Ballet Granville. I might even try and get Chris Derrick. You know, Chris Derrick's a very good friend. I'm probably going to get Stevenson again. And I probably might even get Starboy, but I don't know yet. But it's going to be a five or six educator full day event trade house session that we will do for the whole UK coming in. So let's look forward to this event. Let's make sure we drive traffic momentum going into those areas. And next 90 days, let's make it happen. Take it, guys, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.